All right, everybody. Thanks for joining another team meeting. I'm Cherie, your advanced director, and I joined Pampered Chef in October of 2019, like the middle of October, and it's been going pretty good. So I'm excited to be training everyone now. I started these team trainings, I don't know, a month or two ago already. It's kind of crazy. But, anyways, got some notes like usual. So, the first thing I wanted to talk about is objections to when you're asking people for bookings. So, I've got some wording that I'll post in the team page after this, but I'm just going to like spew it out on the call. So, when you ask someone if they want to host a party and they say, let me think about it, sometimes I'll respond to that and ask them if they have any questions. And sometimes they'll come back with me with a question and then we can like work through them thinking about it. Um, that's probably my least favorite objection when they say, let me think about it. But you can ask them if they have any questions. And then if they come back with a question, then you guys can kind of talk through it. Another thing you can say is, I totally get it. It's free to try a party, and most of my hosts are surprised at how many people order that they didn't expect to. We could give it a try and just see how it goes. What do you think? Smiley face. And there's a little key thing to put a smiley face in like almost all of your messages, especially if you're talking to someone you don't know. Because I've had people perceive me as rude when I wasn't being rude at all. But in text, it's hard to tell how someone is feeling. So if you just add that smiley face, it's kind of cheesy, but people like it. So adding an emoji, any kind of happy emoji, is good when you're talking to people. Um, there's another objection where people will say, I've been to too many parties, and like this summer parties have been like booming. There's been so many. I've been invited to so many parties, and Pampered Chefs had so many parties too. But for that one, you can say that no one's able to get everything that they want at one party. And a lot of people actually like to space it out where they'll get a couple things at this party, a couple things at the next party. That way they're not breaking the bank, but they do get things that they want. And you can also ask them if they were able to get everything they wanted at one party. 'Cause I wasn't able to do that. I still don't have everything that I want. There's so many things that I still want, and I have so many things. My drawers are overflowing. Um, so let's see. When things are
Can you
out of,
share these?
yeah, I'm gonna post
Like,
them.
okay, cool.
Yep, I'm gonna post the wording. So when someone's in a party or you're host of a party and there's something that they want but it's not available. So if it's your host, sorry, my daughter's going to sleep, but she's not going to sleep. She's crying at the door, but she's okay. Anyways, if it's your host, you want to encourage them to get friends to book a party, and then they'll get 50% off at their friend's party, and you can kind of time it for around the time that the item is going to be back in stock. And if it's a customer, then you could try to get them to book a party for around the time that item is going to be back in stock. So those are some objection responses that you can do and to deal with out of stock things, because we do have the list of not available right now is kind of long, but it's still, I think, less than 20% of our products. So there's still 80%, which is like 400 products that are actually still available. So there's lots of things available, and there are lots of things that can kind of substitute for other things that they might want. Like somebody in one of my parties wanted, they made a post that all of our prep bowls were out of stock, which I went and looked, and the 3-cup prep bowls were still in stock. And they might, I don't know if they missed that or what, but I suggested that, and I suggested our silicone prep bowls. Those are in stock, and they come as a set with 1 cup, 2 cup, and 3 cup. So I always try to look for a replacement for what they want, and if I can't find one, then try to get them to book a party or maybe attend a party, or you can ask them if they want you to let them know when it'll be back in stock. And make sure you keep track of those. So that's a little bit on objections. There are files in the Pampered Chef Dream Team page. There's a file in there that has more responses to objections. I think there's like a little module in Dash that has more responses to objections and how to deal with objections in Dash. But there's lots of resources for you guys. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Season's Best Cookbook. This is our Season's Best Recipe Collection, and this is what I give away as a prize. It's $2.12, and so far, no matter how big the party is, this is what I give away. And if it's a giant party, I might give away a few of them, but I only end up spending, if I gave away 3, it's still only $6. And it's a nice little cookbook though, and what I like about it is it talks about our products in here. Like this one is a recipe for the deluxe air fryer, and you can make it in an oven, but it mentions our deluxe air fryer. And this is a recipe for the quick cooker. So it's also kind of marketing when you give these away. When they're going to look through it, they get to see more products.
Do they do these anymore, Sherry?
They use
The little
those.
cards?
They do have recipe cards. I think you might have gotten a couple in your kit.
Okay. Because I know too, used to be when you would bought a product, they would have a little recipe at the bottom of it.
Right.
So you could do it right away. But I noticed the new stuff doesn't have that anymore.
Yeah, I know when I got my Rock, it came with a little, at least a card, if not a book. I know the snack bar maker, it's a little silicone pan, that comes with a book. The air fryer comes with a book. The quick cooker comes with a book.
Yeah, it did.
And the blender comes with a cookbook. So there's also a bunch of books under e-recipes. So I think those are the same books that come with the product. Hi. But I can show you how to get to the e-recipes right now. So I'll share my screen, and you can share these with customers too. Let's see. Oh, there's this little bar at the top that always gets in my way when I'm leading the meeting. All right, so in Consultants Corner, I believe it's under Explore. So you have to bear with me. My internet is kind of slow, especially when I'm on Zoom. I live out in the middle of the nowhere where there's no good internet.
That's me. I can't even get cable out here. I have to use my cell phone internet to power my Zoom meeting.
Crazy. Yeah, I have a mobile hotspot that I use for my house internet, and it runs off the cell towers. Okay, so under Explore, there's recipes right here. I just clicked on ebooks.
Okay.
And I think there's some ebooks for certain products in here other than our electronic ones. And I think this is what would come with these products, but It's still loading. There it goes. Yeah, it's been extra slow lately. I don't know if I did something or if it's just being slow. I don't know. All right.
And I live like 30 miles from downtown Houston, but because we're country in a different county, we don't exist.
Yeah. There's good internet a mile from my house, but they wanted like $40,000 to bring it out here. It's nuts.
No.
All right, so the pictures aren't loading, but there's the blender book, air fryer book, quick cooker book. When you click on these, you can copy the link to these and send them to people.
Okay.
There's also, this is not loaded yet, but the microwave pasta cooker recipes book. And I think it comes with it, along with the quick pickle maker should come with this book, and the snack bar maker. And I don't think we sell it anymore, but the breakfast sandwich maker recipes. So I think those are the products that do come with books. They do have recipe cards somewhere. I wonder if it's under, I know you can search. So at the top, if you search, you can search recipes by product.
Okay.
And you can
Great.
for it that way. And I do that all the time when people want recipes. And the way I do it is I go to my actual website and then do the search
So
under,
they come back to yours.
yeah. So on your website, there's a recipe tab, and then search from there, and then the link will be linked to your website. So if they go to that recipe and then start browsing, if they order, it'll be on your website.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, the season's best for prizes is a great little prize, and people are usually excited about it. I do another thing where I tell them they've won this book, but they can upgrade their prize to something better if they book a party. So I will strategically pick someone that hasn't booked a party but has ordered. That way I can add their prize to their order and I don't have to mess with the mail. So my prize drawing is rigged, and most of us have a rigged prize drawing. It's really time consuming to actually count the tickets and all that. So the tickets are, it's kind of an illusion, but it's to get people to be active in the party, which boosts the algorithms, and then more people will see the post and more people will comment on the post, which makes the party super active. But then at the end, I do pick someone who hasn't booked a party but has ordered. Unless I'm going to give them one of these e-cookbooks, which is another thing that sometimes I'll do depending on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I will tell them they've won an e-cookbook and they can upgrade their prize from there. Just depends. But my dog's distracting me. Go away. All right, so let's try to get back on track. You can offer them to upgrade to pretty much whatever you want. Some people do $25. Some people do, I've been doing a seasoning lately because I feel like a seasoning is really versatile. There's got to be a seasoning that everybody would like. We have.
I've got some.
Yeah, so I've been offering a seasoning if they want to book a party instead of getting the cookbook or the e-cookbook. And
I think over the years, I've accumulated like 3 or 4 different garlic presses. So I kind of thought, ooh, wow, somebody was really off the charts. I could, hey, garlic press, free garlic press, because I've got like 3 or 4 of them in boxes still.
Right. Yeah, and that's a good idea too. If you got something in your kit that you don't want, or that's a duplicate, you can offer that as a prize. Or some people, they do let us earn the new products for free. So in the springtime, I believe it'll be in November and December, I think, that we'll be earning the new spring prep. Last year it was in November and December, and you can earn them that way. And you can actually earn the whole set if you reach all the levels.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And if you promote to director, they give directors a whole set of everything. So then you have doubles. Like I have doubles and triples of some things.
Hmm.
As being a director and then earning it all myself. But so when I really want a booking, I'll post something that's like a real nice free item that somebody's gonna want and offer that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Alrighty, so I was gonna mention going live regularly. I saw, Tiffany, you've been doing some videos on your page. They're nice. I like
You're
to
stupid.
I like them. But if you go live, if you haven't gone live before, you could just do a quick video. You could do it even as quick as like if you have the garlic press, which I think it comes in most of the kits. Just show them it. Just, leave the garlic out on the video and like, here's the garlic press, and be a couple-minute video, super quick. If you go live regularly and if you have it at a scheduled time, people will start to follow you. So if they know when you're going to go live, they might be looking for it.
Okay.
On September 23rd, there's a Teach Me webinar for fall booking tips, and that is done by Pampered Chef Home Office. They do these webinars. They've been doing them, I think, more frequently lately because of the new season, but they offer these webinars at least a couple times a month for different subjects, and sometimes they'll have national directors lead it, and sometimes they'll have field development managers leading the call, and sometimes it's just like a director pick of, advanced senior executive somewhere in there leading these calls. And this one's about fall booking tips, so they're just going to give you a whole bunch of ideas on how to get bookings this fall. And these are really helpful. Yeah.
Are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays our normal groups meeting nights?
Yeah. So Mondays is always new consultant training.
Okay, so I don't always have to go to that.
No, that will
Okay.
cover the same thing, pretty much the same thing it covered the first time you went on it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you wanted a refresher, you could go to that, but you don't need to if you don't feel like you need that. Sundays, they do have a call, but that is for if you're interested, mostly if you're interested in promoting to director. It's a
Okay.
focus group where they've got just directed training on promoting to director. And then Wednesdays is What's Up Wednesday at 8 p.m.
That's it.
And Thursday night is our team meeting.
When you say 8 p.m. though, that's East Coast time.
Yeah. All the
Okay.
times that you'll see on the Dream Team page or my page is Eastern time because we're all in the Eastern time zone.
And that's fine. I'll know that from here forward. But that's why I had to ask today. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm still Central.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yep. And then
Okay.
Home Office does these Teach Me webinars. You can find the Teach Me webinars under the Stir News in Consultants Corner. If you're wanting to, you have to register for them, and then they will email you the link to join.
Okay.
And then if you registered it for it, but you miss it, they will email you the recording. So those are really helpful. I like to join them just because you're hearing from someone totally different. That's not me or Jen or Mara or any of the other directors that have been speaking on the meetings lately. So the next thing is a VIP page. I'm not sure. I know a couple of you probably have a VIP page, but I wanted to touch on it because there was something I learned at National Conference, which is a good tip. If you had a launch party, you can turn your launch party into your VIP page it's really simple. You just change the name of the group and change the cover photo and make a post that this is now your VIP group. So you end up starting off with people instead of starting off with no people. So it just gives you a boost where you'll have members. So I'm not sure if you had a launch party, Stacy or Kathy. I know my mom's working with Joan, so. But if you had a launch party, were you saying something, Stacy?
No, I was just gonna say I did have a launch party.
Yeah.
It was like kind of started as my host, and then we just flipped it over to a launch.
Yeah. So whose team are you on? Shannon's team?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're not an admin in the group already, Shannon can make you an admin. And then you just change the name to, if it says it's your Pampered Chef party, then change it to your VIP customer lounge or something.
Okay.
You know, so it's really simple. And then you already have people in it that joined to support you in the beginning. So that's a good tip. I just did that for one of my other new team members, and I'll do that for you, Tiffany. I'll make you an admin of that group that we made and just change the name and the cover photo, and it's all yours.
I have a question about the groups, about the like the party groups, because
Mhm.
I have a couple that still have people in them. Like some people have left the group because there's no activity or anything, but I've been leaving them up
Yeah.
because one, I can spend my Saturday, my only day off during the week. I message everybody like that stuff that Marna had sent out.
Mhm.
And I leave it open because I figure it's a way that they can contact me if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Is that a good idea, or should I just say, okay, shut them down and
Your like group chats? Is that what you
well,
or
no, like
party?
the party group.
Yeah, I leave all of mine up. It's actually a lot of work to delete them. So mine are all up still. I
Okay.
do, one thing that's new that I do recommend to do is to turn post approval on after the party's over. Because another director had someone start advertising their Pure Romance in her Pampered Chef party. And she was not happy about that. And it wasn't like just the body lotion Pure Romance, it was like dirty stuff. So not exactly what you want your customers to see at a Pampered Chef party. So I would turn on post approval, and that will just protect you from any of that. I've had people share, like random people going live selling their jewelry into my parties. And sometimes I see it and sometimes I don't. So now I've been starting to turn on post approval. That way you would have to approve it for them to actually get it posted in there. And
And I
another
also
reason, okay, so one more reason, then I'll, okay, so another reason is I've had a couple people upset about shipping and then they start ranting in the group and it's not fun. So turn on post approval. But anyways.
the other thing that I do, and it was actually Marna who gave me the idea, where like when the party's starting, I'll put coming soon, and then when it actually started, I'll put welcome. When it's over, I put like different statuses. But when it's over, I leave the host name, but I put I forget how I worded it, but basically contact me for info.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, they can, it's still, I don't know, because she said, like it'll pop, bring it back up into their feeds a lot more too.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should do that. I just leave mine there left all saying it's the last day to order.
Well, I didn't know if doing all that was actually good or if it was just overkill or if it was like, Why?
You can do it. It's not pointless. It lets them know the party's over. I have had people go back and they don't realize it's over because it still says it's the last day, which I'm just super busy, so I just don't get to it. But
I feel you. I work 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. So yeah, I get you.
yeah, I mean, if you want to, you can do that, but you don't need to.
Okay.
I have a question about the VIP.
Yeah.
So when you change your party name to the VIP, you have to post things like every day in that, or what do you do after, after you get the VIP?
Yeah, so you just post, you can post recipes. So there is a rule with like posting anywhere, whether it's your business page or your personal page or your VIP group. You want to post 4 things at least that aren't asking them for anything. You're just like giving them things. And then that 5th one, then you could ask for a booking or share the starter kits. And you also want to post kind of like in a party, like things to get them to comment on. I can share my screen and I'll show you guys my VIP group, which I needed bookings lately. So I think there's a couple posts on there about that. So let's see. Let my internet catch up with me. There it is. So you can be creative with your VIP group. It doesn't need to say Pampered Chef blatantly, like mine says Pampered Customers, which it could be just about anything. But, all of them know once they're in there that it's Pampered Chef. Man, I don't know if my Roku is on or what, but my internet is super, super slow. All right. So lately I've been having a month themed cover photo. And this actually said August until today. I just changed it. But so here's a post. I made a quiche, so I took pictures of the different steps. And I made some cinnamon rolls in the air fryer. So these are posts where I'm not asking them for anything. I'm just showing them products. And this is called authentic content, where it's not a post that somebody else did or something somebody else made. And it's not something from marketing imagery. It's something that you did. So I wanted to use these enameled cast irons. And I made a quiche in them and it was really good. But then this one's really simple, pre-made cinnamon rolls in the air fryer. And there's a picture of when I first put them in, and then this picture, they're like halfway done, so you can see they're bigger. And then this is one of those ask posts where I said the next 4 people to book a party will get one of these for free. And I did have one person book a party. So she probably wants that cast iron pan sitting in my closet. Oh, here's another one. I took a short video of the cast iron like sizzling when I took the quiche out. But this is an interaction post where I asked people what their favorite type of apple was, and I got 20 comments. Those people, they like to tell you about themselves. So these kind of things where you're asking them what they like, you'll get a lot of responses on. So then they're all telling me what kind of apple they like. And then here is advertising taste buds. So you kind of get the point. This is another one. I cooked potatoes and onions on our new stone pan. So I made this little video. You can make videos like this on an app called Jump Rope. And then here's cinnamon rolls and I don't know what you call those, but wrapped up hot dogs maybe. But yeah, so you kind of get the point. Here's another picture for them to tell me what they like, and 19 comments on that. But keep in mind, my group has 258 members, so I'm getting about 20 comments on good posts, and then on some of the other ones, not so many. So, but starting off with what was your launch party will be helpful. So I try to post in my VIP group every day. That doesn't mean I get to it every day, but I try to. And if there's a moment where you're like, you come across a bunch of things you think would be good to post in there, you can schedule them to post with Facebook Scheduler. So you can write the post up in Facebook Scheduler, and then there's a little clock at the bottom next to the post button. If you click that clock, it will pop up if you want to schedule the post, and then you'll set the day and the time you want it to post. And I do that sometimes with my VIP group. I don't use Post My Party in the VIP. I just don't have that many things to post. But I will use Facebook Scheduler if I think of a bunch of things I want to post, but you don't want to post them all at once. So, yeah, I hope that helps you guys. But the general rule of posting 4 things where you're giving something to them or just content for them to see, and then 1 thing, 1 ask post or something where you want something, and then you repeat that cycle where you want to be posting things. You can't just post asking for bookings on there a whole bunch, because then you won't get any. And even when I post in there, I was very surprised. Someone even jumped out about that giveaway I just did, because usually nobody does, even if I'm giving away something good. So most of the time, to get bookings, you will need to just message. Unless you've got, I mean, maybe she jumped out because of the cast iron pan. It's possible. I haven't asked her what she wants yet. All right, so then we're
Yeah,
going
that
to
was
talk.
very, useful information there. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. So the next thing we were going to talk about is recruiting. And sorry, my dog. What? Hmm?
That's okay, because I have headphones on and I forget, and I've got 2 dogs that are outside and they're kind of like running back and forth, and I'm like, who is that? Which one is that? It's yours.
Yeah, that's mine sitting right here barking at me. All right, so the next thing we were going to talk a little bit about is recruiting, and I'm going to share my screen to show you a couple recruiting asks that are in the host coaching document. So I almost always have this host coaching document up on my computer. But so I think most of you have seen this and looked through it. And the top covers like how to create the party and the different steps. And then this part are, you're going to want to fill in those links and send this information to your host. And I found this to be very helpful. I didn't used to do that, but I started doing that a couple months ago, and my host order a lot faster when I give them this date right here as their deadline to order. Tells them what day they're going to order, so they kind of have a better idea. And then, so let's see, there is a message in here. There's a few messages in your host coaching document that ask them if they want to join Pampered Chef with you, where you can flip the party. I don't know what day it's on though. Just bear with me while I scroll through here and try to find it.
It's right before you set up the party and you send the links to the host, because I have a girl who's looking at being a recruit and coming in based on that. Well, you said I could flip it over to a launch party. What does that entail? And I hadn't even set anything else up yet.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I think I moved it on mine. I must have. I've got the wording. I asked almost all my hosts this one. I wanted to read it though. Okay, so the first one, the first ask is not on here, but it just goes something like, before I set your party up, did you know that hosting a party, we can easily flip this and make it what we call your launch party so that you will earn the rewards and the paycheck. And then just ask them what they think. I'm going to have to find this wording now. But so that's the first one. And you ask them that before the party has started. And you can ask them at any point before the party has started where there's no sales under you. So then all the sales will come in under her. Even if there's sales under you, it's not that big of a deal if they do decide they want to join. But so here's another one that a lot of my hosts like this message when I send this to them. This is the one that gets them thinking. But this one says, oh my gosh, Eileen, your friends are so excited about your party. They are RSVPing like crazy. They obviously love Pampered Chef and love you. Are you sure you don't want to give this business a try? So that's another one you can ask them. But they're all in this document. I have been asking my hosts 3 times during their party. So I asked them before it's officially started, that one ask telling them that they could flip it and make it their launch party. And I asked them when their party has reached $200 where they get a kit credit. And I tell them, did you know you just qualified for a $25 kit credit? And I tell them that I think they'd be really good at doing Pampered Chef. And I think I've gotten a few recruits by just telling them. So I think here it is. This is one I copy and pasted, but so this is the one you message individually when their party reaches 300 to 400, which is now when you hit 200 now because of our new host reward plan, they get a $25 kit credit. So now at 200 sales, you can send this. But oh my gosh, Lisa, you are doing such a great job of keeping all of your friends excited about your party. I would love to have someone exciting like you on my team. You would make a really great consultant, and your party has reached at least 200 in sales. Did you know that you just qualified for what we call a kit credit that you can use to save $25 on a starter kit? What do you think? And even when they tell me no the first time, I will still send them these other ones because I've had people change their mind where the first time they were like, no. And then the second time they're like, And then this one is the one that really makes them think because you just told them that they're doing a great job and that they're exciting and would make a really great consultant. So the compliments along with that, they'll get $25 off, kind of makes them think about it a little more. So I would encourage you all to do these asks. So sorry, I can't say that word. I've been wearing my retainer and I just can't say it. Anyways, so ask your host to join your team and tell them that you think they would be good at it. And you will likely start following the whole 4 parties and 1 recruit thing. So that's a company-wide thing where they say generally every 4 parties you'll find 1 person to join your team. And since I've been doing these 3 asking my host, I've been getting more steady recruits because I run 4 to 6 parties a week, which means I should be recruiting someone every single week, which is not so true because I wasn't asking. But since I started doing this, I have been doing the whole 4 parties, 1 recruit thing. So if
So do
you
you
have
send,
questions, does anyone
do
have
you
questions?
send this in, sorry, do you send this in a text to the host?
Yeah, I usually send it in Messenger. Most of my communications to my host are all in Messenger, but you definitely want to do it in a private message, not in like the group chat or anything like that. Some people text their host to communicate with them. I do it all on Messenger, so I'm pretty much texting them, but it's over Facebook Messenger. All right. Yeah, so each of you have the host coaching document that has all this wording in there. So you'll just want to change the spots that have how much sales they have. Like this one I sent to a girl named Lisa, and I pasted it right here. But so you want to change their name because they won't be very impressed if it says someone else's name. And put the amount of sales that they have, because I think Lisa had 600 in sales when I sent this. So, and if they haven't hit $400 in sales, you will want to delete this $50 off of there, because at a $200 party and a $300 party, they'll get a $25 kit credit, but not 50 until they get to 400 in sales. All right. All right, so the last thing, I'll stop screen sharing. The last thing I was going to talk about is why we have back orders and why things are on Stop Sew. So some people understand this and some people don't, so I thought I'd explain it a little more. So last year in March and April and May, we sold 25% of what we sold this year in March, April, and May, which means we sold 400% what we sold last year in those months. And it went all the way through the summer where we sold 400, or I guess you could put it at 4 times more products than we sold last year in all of those months. So, and Pampered Chef doesn't just have tons and tons and tons of inventory. We order our inventory as needed because we just don't have, it doesn't really make sense to have so much stuff in a warehouse that's not going anywhere. So we have it made and shipped to us as needed. So right when COVID hit, we started selling 4 times more than what they were prepared for us to start selling. So, which emptied our warehouse. And then a lot of suppliers got shut down because some of our suppliers are overseas, some of them are in China, and they were shut down where they weren't making our products for a couple months or however long China was shut down. But so then when they did open up, they were backed up because now we want even more than we usually want. And they just opened, so they weren't just backed up from us, they were backed up from everybody that makes their products in that or that manufacturer, you know. So that caused a lot of things to be out of stock and not available for a couple months because the manufacturers actually have to make those products and then ship them to us, and shipping is delayed globally, where like shipping things from overseas to here, there's only so much space on a plane or in shipping containers. There's only so much space. So there's only so many things we can get moved from point A to point B in a certain time frame. And then we also have to rely on the manufacturers to make the stuff, because a lot of things that are on Stop Sell, they only exist in customers' kitchens right now because there is 0 in the warehouse. So they are waiting for them to be made and then sent to us, and then we can send them to customers. So that kind of explains the things that are on back order. We're low in stock, and the suppliers, the people that make those products for us, are having a hard time keeping up. And then the things that are on stop sell we don't have any of them. So we're waiting for them to be made and then shipped to us. And you can check the status of back orders and the status of stop sell products you go to reports and tracking and then product status alert. And on there, you can scroll way down. I think the first list is back order, and then the second list I think is stop sell. And then there's another list at the bottom that is discontinued products. So the back orders, all the dates you'll see where they're estimated to be back in that time frame. And that doesn't mean they will be. So if somebody wants those, plan carefully and make sure they know it's an estimated date. It's not set in stone. It's not for sure those things will be back on that date. It could be extended. So I just wanted to give that whole explanation to hopefully explain it so people can understand why. It's just like bikes. I wanted a bike for my daughter. Can't get bikes. You can't get pools. I wanted a water table for her all summer. They're all sold out. There's so many things. The shelves at the store is just like empty. It's crazy. But does anyone have any questions? Nope.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of related to Joan's launch party. She is having her launch party. It actually starts tomorrow, and I want to like help her grow the number of people in the group.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she has like not as many friends as what we would usually invite into the party. And I just wondered, like, I thought about having people that are joining or some of her friends like try to help invite to the group, but I wondered if you had any other thoughts or things we could do.
Yeah, so there's 2 things that I do when that happens, when like my host has invited everyone on their friends list and there's no one else to invite. The first thing I do is in the files of Pampered Chef Incredibles, I posted this a while ago. It's where you have them ask 5 of their friends to invite 50 of their friends for 100 tickets into the prize drawing. And so it's like a message that you will send to Joan, and then she'll send it to 5 friends or more, and then for every friend that confirms back that yes, they'll do that, they get 100 tickets into the prize drawing.
Okay.
So that's one way you can do it. And then the other way is doing that right post thing where you say there's currently 13 people in the party. I don't know how many there are, but so say there's 13 in the party, and if we can get 30 into the party by Sunday at midnight, I'll give away a prize on Monday morning. And I also throw in there like scroll through and play the games, or scroll through and look for the games to play to get into the prize drawing. And then I put in that invite thing, and at the bottom it does say to like message you if they don't know how to do that. And I do have people message me And I don't know if it's because they want extra tickets, because it says if they message me to ask me how to invite, they'll get extra tickets. But I actually do have people message me and ask how to invite.
This is my question for me, and I remember doing lots of different things in the past, but now I'm struggling with this. I just can't think of what to say, but trying to get my host to invite enough people in my own party. Like I have one going, there's like 9 people in there, and there's still time before it starts, but like, do you have verbiage that you regularly use when that happens with a host? Or
So, did you do all the things where they message people? Do you know how many she invited?
like 12?
Okay, so I have
Yeah.
been sending a message that says something like, "Hey Nicole, I see we've got," and Jen just told me that she minuses 3 from how many members it shows. So you would say, "Hey Nicole, we've got 6 members in your group and 12 invited that haven't joined yet." So that's a good start. But our goal is to get at least 30 members into your party by whatever day. And then I would put at the end, "Do you need any help?"
Okay.
And Jen's been putting that little snippet that I just said with all of her host coaching tasks before the party starts. So even when
Then
she's
you don't forget what to say, because that's what's happening to me right now. I don't remember what I've said in the past.
right, yeah, when I don't remember, I go to my calendar and I look at who recently hosted, and I
Yeah.
do remember who did not invite. So then I
Okay.
open up Messenger and find what I said to them last time, copy it to
Okay.
them.
Thank you.
In the host coaching document, that's really hard. We need a new name.
So hard to say.
At the where I was saying you had that blurb at the beginning of stuff to send out about, hey, let's invite the people. You have in there where it was broken down, like, was it like 10 to 30 guests, you get this much money, and that has really helped I've noticed for my hosts that will push that information out.
Yeah.
They'll really invite the guests a lot more that way, because if I'm telling them, hey, you can get $60 right here if you only invite these few people, but I can get you this much if you invite that, and they're like, oh, okay. Because I had one, it was actually like I don't know what she is anyway. She one of my friends up in Michigan, she was like, well, I don't know, I don't like these people like that. I'm like, we don't care, we just want their money. Like, she's real. I mean, I could be real with her like that. I wouldn't say that to just anybody, but I'm like, no, we want their money. We don't want their friendship. So just invite them anyway. And that was, when she finally broke down and did it, boom, there it was. But, so those numbers are pretty right on.
Yeah, they are pretty accurate. Yeah, I have had some people ask me, what does that mean? But then I get to explain to them what it means. So yeah, Mom, I don't know if you sent her that the part of the host coaching that says, if you have 0 to 15 members, you'll get 0 to 23 or 50.
Yeah, I did. And she might not be done yet, but I just wanted to like say something early on, so it's like not at the last minute, because I start my party on Sunday, so that'll give me a couple more days to like give her time.
Yeah, every single day I would update her where she's at.
Okay.
I had one I messaged today. I said, "Hey Ashley, make sure to finish up inviting today. Our goal is to get at least 40 friends to join your group. Right now there is 7 and 35 others invited that haven't joined yet. Inviting at least 200 friends will accomplish this goal. This will make sure you have an awesome party with lots of rewards. Do you need any help?" And got emojis in there. There's a smiley
Oh.
face and a heart, and then the heart eyes smiley face.
Nice.
Yeah,
That reminds me of that show, The Circle. I don't know if anybody's seen it,
I
but
didn't watch it yet. I keep forgetting. But yeah,
it was
she
really
responded
interesting.
and said, "Yeah, I just didn't want to invite too much, or I didn't want to
Oh,
do too much." I think she didn't want to get blocked on Facebook, but I'm about to tell her like,
oh.
well, just get blocked. It'll be okay. Just invite everybody right now.
I can't imagine you can get blocked because when Dina was doing her party, I think I invited like 300, 305 of my friends and I didn't get in trouble.
You can get blocked. They
I
will.
did not know that.
They restrict you from inviting.
Yeah. Can you
And
tell
Not
me
that
that?
day.
mean like you can't invite anymore until they decide to let you again. And
Okay.
sometimes it's the next day, or sometimes it's 2 weeks. So, I mean, it
Did
really
not know.
varies. I have had hosts invite over 600 people in one day and didn't get blocked. But then I've had hosts that invite 20 and get blocked. And I don't know if they're just clicking the button so fast or what. I have no idea.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, when I host my own party, I've invited quite a few in a row without getting blocked. I have gotten myself restricted when I host my own party almost every single time. I get myself blocked. And if you're careful, they'll let you try again the next day to a limit, and then they'll block you again. So, yeah. Yeah, if you're hosting your own party and you have yourself and your business page in the party, if you can invite from both of those. So if you're interacting as your business page, the people who follow your business page are the ones that'll show up under the invite list. And from your business page, you can like mass invite where you check the boxes and then invite all at once instead of inviting the way it makes you from your personal page. So then you can go to your personal page and then you have to click invite for everybody. But it only lets you do so many from your business page a day. It literally gives you a limit. You can only see a certain amount and it gets to pick who you can see. Because I have, I think, 712 people that liked my business page, but I didn't even have enough time to invite all of them because it restricts me from, there's not an open-ended list that you can just invite from on your business page, but it does let you every day the list will be new and you can do that one time. So, but yeah. Okay, so there was one thing I must have just skipped over it. This is about direct ship and it's starting on October 1st and it's super important that we touch on this. So I'm gonna open up a picture on my computer. I just put really nice hard drives into my kids' laptops, and I should have put one in mine. All right, so the longer you're a Pampered Chef consultant, you'll notice that you need to organize your pictures from all the stuff you save. So I've started to. I've got an August folder, April folder. This is off topic, but I just made a fall template folder because because I was gonna work on my personal template. All right, so where, I think I saved these in a weird folder. I shouldn't have done it. I think I put them in here. Here they are. All right, this is information about direct ship and what happens if your party rolls over from September to October. So first thing I'm going to say is try not to let that happen. Normally my parties would start on Friday, but for this last week of September, my parties are starting on Wednesday, which means my hosts are gonna invite on Sunday instead of Tuesday, which gives them the same time frame, and then it'll run from Wednesday to Sunday, and then I have 3 days to close, which I plan on telling my hosts that it's super important. So this is what, it's a list. I'm going to post these, but what happens if I don't submit my September party in September? So there's a handful of things that are going to happen. If they qualified for the September guest special, that will shift to full price, and then you'll have to add the October guest special and delete what they would have gotten free from September. But that's not that big of a deal, but it might irritate them if they wanted what they picked out for the September free gift, and now they're getting October. So that's one. Shipping, pretty much every order in your party, if it rolls over to October 1st, the shipping rates will be different for everyone's order, and every cart will not be balanced. So right now, if it's balanced, you'll see a little check mark and a full filled in circle. If they're not balanced, they're like a half filled in circle next to each name. And so you can't really adjust how much people are going to pay without talking to them. So if it rolls over to October 1st, you will have to contact every single customer in the party and make sure the new rate or their new charge is okay, because it's not what they, consented to when they ordered. So you'd have to contact everybody. As of October 1st, the ship to host option will be gone. There will be no more shipping to the host, which I'm super excited about. That is a big hassle for me, and some of my hosts have been upset about that too. Some people like it, some people don't. I personally, it will be easier for consultants if there isn't that feature and everyone just ships to themselves. So with direct ship, the shipping rates will be $7.95 up to $149 order. Once their product total goes over 140 or 150 or higher, their shipping will be free. So I'm super excited about the free shipping. I think it will drive people to spend a little bit more to get free shipping. Yeah, so that was in the guest cart, everything that'll go wrong in the guest cart. The host cart, the shipping will be different, and the host, so the moral of this story is to close your parties by September 30th, and I'd recommend having them actually end a few days before that. So mine are ending on the 27th, and that gives me 3 days to get my host to order. And so on October 1st, you guys have heard the spiel probably a bunch of times, but direct ship is starting, which is where instead of having to submit a party to process all the orders, Orders will be processed at midnight the night the person orders. So a guest in the party, if they order today, their order will be charged and processed and sent to the company at midnight Central Time tonight, which is starting October 1st. So, and there's also that new shipping rates are starting. So we're going to have to do a training on this. I think there's one more Thursday in September. Let's see. Yeah, there is. So next week I will go more in detail about direct ship. Let's see with the other picture. I have two pictures that mostly say the same thing. Yeah, so basically to save you hassle, just try really hard to close them on the 30th. Tell your host they have to be closed by the 29th, and then it gives you 1 day leeway. But yeah, $7.95 flat rate shipping up to $149, and then 150 plus is free shipping. So I'm pretty excited about that. There was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. So, anyone have questions? No? Alrighty. Well, I'm good to go. No one's got questions. We're all set. I'm going to post those pictures that I just screen shared to show you. I'm going to post the wording for objections that I talked about earlier. I'm going to post the Teach Me webinar link. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm going to post those things and you guys check them out on the team page.
Sherry, if you get a chance, will you go into those parties and at least maybe start the ball rolling on the About Me thing that I put?
Yeah, sure.
That would just to show everybody else kind of like, oh, hey, look, somebody did something.
Yeah. Yeah, there are
I'm not-
times where people will see it, but they don't want to be the first to comment.
Right.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. That way I'm not talking to myself. I like
Thank
having
you.
the team joining. So, all right. I hope you all have a good night. Join me next Thursday.
Thank you. And you guys stay warm since it's like 80 degrees down here right now.
It's cold down here or up here. We're in Michigan and it's like 50 degrees.
I have to go to New York tomorrow. It's going to be a high of 66, so I had to go get warm clothes because it's literally 80 to 90 degrees here in Texas right now. So, yeah. So I just wanted you guys to bundle up and stay warm. I'll turn my AC down for you.
I'm in Huntington and we hit that during the daytime and it's like 60s, 70s overnight. And I'm like, it's perfect. Of course, it was 110 last week, you know, so.
Yay!
I'm from Florida, so I'm good. I'm like, bring it on.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Super informative. I really appreciate it.
Great. Thank you. Where do you live, Stacy?
I'm in Huntington right now in West Virginia.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
that's cool. I've been doing a lot of parties in Virginia. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I kept asking Shannon, I'm like, are there consultants anywhere other than Michigan? Because everybody I talk to that's a consultant is in Michigan. I'm like, do we exist anywhere else?
There are lots of consultants all over. I don't know if Michigan is getting popular with Pampered.
It's like our group is all Michigan. It's just what it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for a while, it's mostly Michigan because Marna, our national director, she was doing cooking shows mostly. That's how she built her team. So they're all local. And then I know Jen did lots and lots of cooking shows before everything went virtual. It was like right when I joined it last year in October is when the whole team started doing virtual parties. Like perfect timing for me because I didn't really want to go in someone else's kitchen. I will.
And see, I can't wait to start doing, because most of my friends are like, well, just come over to the house and cook. Because in Texas, and I don't know how it is for all of y'all, but we're not 100% open, but we're pretty much open. And, you know, obviously they're friends of mine. They're like, yeah, I'd rather do it at the house and invite some friends over. It's like, okay, you know, like a girls' night. Okay. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to getting back to that without being chastised by the rest of the world because we all got together.
Right. Yeah, Michigan, I don't know if our governor is a little, she's cracked down on things. She's making the kids that are in sports wear masks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like that here. That's like